Hello my dudes, today I'm going to be doing a story time. It is about a recent Airbnb nightmare that was just so ridiculous that I have to share it. First of all, I am a very frequent user of Airbnbs. When I'm traveling, that's usually my go-to thing. And usually I book pretty far in advance. I try to research as much as I can. I read the entire post to make sure I understand what I'm agreeing to. But you know, you're just looking for basic things, similar to what you would want in a hotel. At least when I'm staying at an Airbnb, I just want a clean bed, a place to shower, some towels, you know, the necessities. So for this particular situation, I was in California for my little brother's high school graduation about a month ago, and my sister and her boyfriend were also in town from Arizona. So we stayed out near my parents' house, went to the graduation, and then the next day I was going to LA because I was going to be staying with my best friend in Hollywood. My sister and her boyfriend wanted to come to LA as well, just for one night. So last minute we were looking at Airbnbs that were near my friend's house so that we'd be able to hang out, stay there one night, they'd go home, and I'd go stay with McKenna. By the way, if any of you know of my best friend McKenna from all of my older videos, she actually started a YouTube channel, so if you want to check it out, it's in the description. She's hilarious. So anyway, obviously booking an Airbnb the day before you're going, there were not very many options, and I wanted to be as close as possible to Kenna's house because driving through LA is a nightmare and traffic is just a waste of time. So for this night, I literally only wanted the most basic necessities. All we needed was one bed for them and like somewhere for me to sleep. So either like a blow-up mattress or something. So I found this listing that was just an apartment. It had one room, a blow-up bed, and it looked okay. Okay enough for one night. So I book it. The next day we drive all the way to LA. We get there. I'm messaging the host to ask if we can check in a little bit early. And he gave us the code to the lockbox, which had the key in it. So we were able to let ourselves in. Let's call this host Mark. So we're pretty tired. We get into the place. We bring all of our bags in. And immediately upon looking around, we are not like impressed. We were just like, oh, you know, looking around. The bathroom was kind of dingy. There were some broken things in there. We walked into the bedroom. It's a little empty, you know, whatever. Look around the kitchen. We're like, okay. Sit down on the couch. Couch is dirty. We're like, well, at least we're only here for one night. You know, we can handle it. So we left for a couple hours to hang out with Kenna before she went to work. We came back, and that was when we were gonna start like kind of unpacking or, you know, getting ready for the night. But the more we looked around, the more we were like, no. We had noticed that the two smoke alarms in the apartment were both disabled. So one of them was like hanging off the wall, so it looked like it had been unplugged. And then another one inside the bedroom was just covered in a plastic bag. And we're like, that's not safe and also sketchy. And obviously people had been smoking in the Airbnb. But we thought, that's weird that the host and the cleaning company wouldn't clean that up before we got here. Then we looked in the kitchen and we found 2 rat traps on each side of the stove. We started like looking around more and more and taking pictures of everything because we're like, okay, we need to prove that all of this was here this way when we showed up. Gio had said, hey, I don't think there are any towels, like we wouldn't be able to shower. So we looked around everywhere in all the closets and stuff. There were no towels. There was no soap in the bathroom. It was just an empty bathroom. And like the toilet roll dispenser had like broken off. And it just like, what? We check the bedroom and we look at the sheets and they're dirty. We're looking at the couch again. It's not pretty. It literally looks like a couch that was dragged in off the street. Dead ass. Even just sitting on the couch or sitting on the blow-up bed in the living room, I felt itchy. I was literally like, no. I don't know if it was my mind tricking me or if there was actually a reason to be itchy, but I was just like, there's no way that I can sleep in this place and feel comfortable tonight. So by that time, it was about 5 p.m. and we were looking at hotels because we just didn't want to spend the night there. We ended up finding another Airbnb kind of close by, so we booked that one, and then we packed up our stuff and I messaged our host, Mark. Now, Mark had told me that, you know, we could message him if we had any questions or any problems, but there were just so many problems that I was like, okay, this isn't like a quick fix that we could message him and be like, oh, hey, we need this one thing, you know? It was just like the entire state of the apartment was such a disaster that like I didn't even want to spend one more minute there. By the way, this listing had cost us like $186 for one night. Now I know Hollywood, LA, it's gonna be pricey for Airbnbs, especially last minute, but 50 of that was a cleaning fee. And looking around that apartment, like every surface was unclean. You know, when you walk into a place, you can tell if it was like recently cleaned. This place had that kind of feeling like, you know those like sketchy kind of dudes from high school who like move into their own place for the first time and they have like the bare minimum amount of furniture and like no decorations and like their place is just lacking kind of like simple things. That is exactly what this Airbnb felt like. I was like, what is this? But really it was that cleaning fee that pissed me off because I'm like, oh, you're gonna charge $50? But this place isn't even clean upon arrival, dude. So then, before I even message Mark, as we're like packing up and as we were booking that new Airbnb, I went back to the listing because I wanted to look a little bit closer at the pictures he had posted to see if I was just crazy when I first booked it or if things were different. I wanted to read reviews again, and this is what I found. First of all, my dumbass, Mark's profile picture on Airbnb is this. How did that not sketch me out? This is the first host that I've ever had that didn't have a photo of his face, which I'm pretty sure is like an Airbnb policy because they are supposed to be very clear about like identification of hosts and guests. Anyway, so I pull up the listing. It says home highlights. Sparkling clean. 5 recent guests have said that this home was sparkling clean. I'm like, who? Who? This is a large 1-bedroom apartment, has everything basic needed for an enjoyable stay. Oh, does it? For cooking, you would have pots and pans, some spices, plates, silverware, coffee maker. This cabinet in the kitchen has 1 pot, some plastic silverware, baggies with some random shit, other baggies with loose plastic silverware, trash bags. And that's it. How is that all of the kitchen essentials? In what world, dude? You're cooking, what, with just this dirty ass microwave? Again, I'm like, I feel like the person who would inhabit a space like this would just be some like very single bachelor who only eats ramen noodles. The bathroom had all the essentials. No towels, no soap of any kind, no shampoo, a broken ass toilet. Oh my God. TV is connected to Roku. Okay, true. Now, I'm not trying to shade Mark directly because I don't actually think he lives in this place. It seems like a space that they only use for Airbnb because I can't imagine how any person could live in that space full time. But I'm just like, what? These cabinets in the kitchen were like tied shut with this weird rope. It was just so off-putting, you know? Oh my God. And then on Airbnb, on every listing, it says amenities, and they're supposed to check off every single amenity that the place has. One of those includes essentials, towels, bed sheets, soap, and toilet paper. No towels, dirty bed sheets, hand soap, but no bath soap. I'm pretty sure it's standard for an Airbnb, like a hotel, to supply like basic shampoo, conditioner, body wash. Like, that's not hard to do. And towels! Hello! 0 towels. Cooking basics, pots and pans, oil, salt and pepper, 1 pot, and plastic silverware? Literally no plates or bowls or cups. What? Dishes and silverware. Where? Is the question. Safety features, smoke detector. Disabled smoke detector. Thank you. So clearly, as I'm getting heated now, we were getting very heated in the moment reviewing all of this as we planned to dip out. But my immediate thought was, I'm getting a full refund on this. There is no way I'm paying any amount of money. We had been checked in for like 2 or 3 hours because we came in, left, and then by the time we came back again, realized we didn't want to stay there. But like, I'm like, dude, in no way is this place fit for even the most basic night of sleep. House rules, no smoking. Hang on to that, hang on to that. Let me go into some of these reviews. Perfect location, great stay, awesome host, place very clean. That's a pretty short. Like, Airbnb reviews are at least usually a few sentences. you know? So I was sketched out by these. Very beautiful apartment in a nice neighborhood close to everything. Beautiful apartment? Next review. I actually believe this one. Overall, the experience of checking in was lackluster to the actual stay. The space was nice, the bathroom was subpar, a few expected features were missing, and parking on the street was impossible. That sounds like a real review. The other ones, I'm not buying it. This review came in after we'd stayed there, but it says, it's alright, even though there were big-ass rat traps on the counter. And the host replied, just frickin' wait. I'm sorry to hear that. Our previous guests forgot them there. That's why they were on the counter. Just wait until you see what he told me. We kept them there in case he will come back to take them. Yeah, because I tend to bring rat traps to my Airbnbs for fun, or, you know, in case there's a rat and I don't have a problem catching it myself. And also, if I were to bring my rat traps, I would hope that you'd hang on to them for me if I forgot them. What? So out of all of these reviews, I believe that literally 2 of them are legitimate. And again, this is totally my fault in the first place for not reading all the reviews, because usually I do read many reviews, or I won't stay in a place that's like new and doesn't have enough reviews. But again, it was last minute. We were trying to just find a place to stay. I thought it would be alright, but I was wrong. I'll get into my review at the end of the video, but you just frickin' wait. Alright, here we go. Here's the beef. We had already booked a new place, and we left, and I sent him this message. Hey Mark, after dropping off our bags earlier, we finally had a chance to look around. We have left and had to book a different Airbnb. The apartment is simply not clean and did not meet our expectations. The bedding had stains, there were rat traps in the kitchen, the smoke detectors were unplugged, and one was covered with a plastic bag. There were no towels, meaning the apartment lacks basic amenities, etc. We have taken photos of everything if you'd like to see the state of the apartment, which we've left in the same condition as when we arrived. Especially with the cost of the cleaning fee, it is just unacceptable for the apartment to be in such a low condition. If you would kindly issue a full refund, that would be much appreciated. Otherwise, I will have to contact Airbnb directly. Thanks. I'm not messing around with this. I am being blunt. I am telling him what I expect. I am telling him what he did wrong, how he did not meet my expectations. And this is how he replies. Hi Tiffany, I apologize for everything. However, I live nearby and you could communicate with me regarding your concerns before leaving. There was no problem for me to provide you with towels if the cleaning person forgot. And I can guarantee the bedding was clean. Is this clean to you? But I could bring new ones without any problems. What regards the detectors, I haven't noticed them to be unplugged. I hadn't noticed. But they can definitely be plugged. In regards to traps, the cleaning person simply forgot to remove them. There's absolutely no need for them. What? This dude has the audacity to tell me that they brought in rat traps when there's no need for them, because people do that all the time. You know what? I set out traps for all kinds of things that I don't have a problem with. That's how the pest control market is kept alive. People are just buying shit they literally don't need. There is no need for it. That had me cracking up. I was like, this guy is not dumb enough to try to say that to me right now. I come through. I've noticed that uncleanliness is a recurring problem based on some of your host reviews that mention the same issues. Now here we go. Here's some meat that we discovered. Okay, not even just reading those iffy reviews on this listing. I decided to go to page and read his host reviews. He has a number of properties. There's more! I haven't even seen some of these. I love the tea. Yes! Oh my god. I'm hyped, dude. Okay. People are going in! He deserves to be banned. You don't even know. This was one of the first reviews I had seen. Clear communication, adequate facilities, cleaning fees shouldn't be charged. And this was to one of his other listings. Mark replied, hey, thank you so much for your review. I paid more attention to how cleaning is done and I got a new cleaning person. Thank you so much. Someone else. Only for a few nights. Was dirty. Location is great. Mark replies, I am so sorry you didn't like your stay, but I realized my cleaning person wasn't doing a good job, so I got a new person. Yada yada. Another review. Not such a nice stay after all. Great location, spaceful apartment, but there was a not so nice odor, and also it was not clean. Ha 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 ha! He literally copied and pasted the exact same response from the last one to this girl, saying the same thing. This next guest goes in. The place was not cleaned. The trash had not been taken out. The bathtub had a ring of grime and trash in it. There was a dirty shirt hanging over the bathroom door. There was no toilet paper. I had to go out and purchase my own. There was so much trash and dirt in the couch. There is a $45 cleaning fee for this place, which is ridiculous considering only the sheets were cleaned. For the price of this unit, look elsewhere and you'll have better luck. Mark did not reply to that. Somebody else on the apartment I stayed in said, awesome host, place very clean. Literally, if anyone says that that apartment is very clean, I do not believe it. That shows that they're totally overcompensating for the fact of how dirty it is. And I 100% have a conspiracy that he got his friends to stay in his apartment and give him fake good reviews. 100%. Another review, the bad. Unfortunately, the place was not clean at all. We had trash in the kitchen when we got there and the floors were dusty. There's a trend here of very, very unclean listings. Another review. While Michael was communicative, the apartment had a lot of suspicious stains and spots. Open food attracting bugs. And unwashed bedding. We wound up canceling after a night and finding a better situation. Though Michael was communicative, he was not nice. Next review. There is a rat in this apartment. It ate through a bag of chips, then we saw it running around and into a cabinet in the kitchen. This is our apartment, clearly. I messaged the host, he refused to believe us. The place is also dirty. The couch looks like it was dragged up from an alley, literally. I asked the host multiple times about how he wanted to handle the rat in the kitchen, and he refused to respond, then acted like we were lying. I'm baffled that this dude is still allowed to be a host. I'm like pissed. Anyway, back to our conversation. I'm coming in, I'm bringing in all the pics, I'm bringing in the Airbnb policies. I'm not letting this dude try to not give me my money back. I send him a screenshot of what situations are eligible for a refund under Airbnb's policy. 2 of these things apply. The listing booked is misrepresented, as in number of bedrooms, location, or lacks promised amenities. That's one. The listing isn't generally clean, is unsafe, or there's an animal in the listing. Yeah, you didn't tell us there'd be a rat. We didn't see the rat, but the place is absolutely generally unclean. I told him, the listing is misrepresented. Instead of the red couch featured on the listing, we had a dirty yellow couch. With no towels or soaps in the shower, the apartment lacks amenities. And the apartment is certainly generally unclean. Sorry to be blunt, but I have used Airbnb many times and have never arrived to an unfit apartment. Look at this couch! Are you kidding me? In what world do you bring a dirty ass couch like that into a place and think that that's great for people who are paying to stay there? I can't imagine anyone wanting that couch in their own house, no matter how low their standards are for their own home. For paying guests? Absolutely not. And then Mark comes through with responses. Well, you can't say an apartment is dirty based on the fact that you saw other reviews that say they had this issue. Dude, I'm not saying that because of the other reviews. I'm saying it was dirty for me, and clearly other people have said the same thing. That was when I had another cleaning person. This one is doing a very good job. A very good job. Oh? Please show me what was unclean. The red thing was just a temporary cover. I could have brought that back as well. Hey Mark, the couch is really dirty. Can you bring back that couch cover so I can pretend like it's not as gross as it is? You should have talked to me anyways. I could provide all those things and offer a partial refund for inconveniences. That's how it happens with Airbnb. You communicate with your host to settle to an agreement if there's something that bothers you. You know how Airbnb works? You show up to a clean place that is what you were promised, that has simple things, that doesn't have rat traps. Do you know how Airbnb works, dude? Again, I will kindly request that you refund our stay before I contact Airbnb directly to resolve this issue. I cannot request that during our stay you come clean the apartment, stock the towels, remove rat traps, set up smoke detectors, etc. This is all standard to expect before arrival. We did not find this apartment fitting to any standards. If there were just one small issue to fix, I would have reached out, but it was nearly 5 p.m. and we had to find a new place to stay, which was very last minute. And then I sent him some pics, like the smoke detector covered in plastic, the janky ass broken toilet. The top of the toilet has just been like smashed, and the toilet roll thing is like broken out of the wall. The stained bedding that he says is clean. This is the other smoke detector, unplugged. There is no reason a smoke detector should be covered with a bag or left unplugged. Mark, dear Tiffany, that smoke detector is not unplugged. Someone just tried to remove the batteries so it doesn't react to smoke. idiot. But if you would try to disconnect a smoke detector, you would see it is not quite possible. This dude has the audacity to admit to me that he knows that people are unplugging smoke detectors for the purpose of smoking in the Airbnb, even though his listing says no smoking. And then he's stupid enough to not put the smoke detectors back. Wow. Unless you cut the wires. Were the wires cut? And Plastic Bag is also another Airbnb who wanted to smoke. He's just chill, dude. He's so chill. If you want to come smoke in my Airbnb, that's cool. I won't even clean up after you. I won't even use the cleaning fee that all my guests are paying to properly clean this apartment. It's chill. The cleaner person did not pay attention, but it is easy to take out a plastic bag. So you're gonna hire a cleaner who, oops, didn't pay attention and accidentally left the whole apartment unclean. But it's my responsibility as the guest to put the smoke detector back and take off the plastic bag because your previous guests have been smoking. Cool. Idiot. At this point, I was cackling with my sister and Gio. We just could not believe that he was honestly dumb enough to say these things outright. He wasn't even trying to make up excuses. I could not believe it. But of course, I responded politely and professionally. Thank you for your input. I will be contacting Airbnb from here on out and leaving a detailed review to warn future guests. Have a great day. Please consider checking on your properties before guests arrive to such conditions. These are actual dangers to people's safety and a liability to you as the host. Best. And Mark has to have the last word. We can do like that. I will refund you, but first, I need to make sure you don't leave me a bad review, despite the fact that I refunded you. So please, write me a review so I make sure it's not a bad one, and I will process refund. Thanks for understanding. Oh, hey mister, that's not how Airbnb works. That's not how Airbnb works. This dude just tried to blackmail us into not only not leaving him a bad review, but he wanted me to leave a positive review for this horrendous experience that warrants a full refund. He said he's not gonna give me my money back unless I do so. No, bitch, we are not playing that. I still cannot believe this dude. I'm sure he does this with everyone, especially thinking back to those host reviews. I'm sure that he reacts like this to everyone. He's defensive, he won't accept responsibility, he's saying all these things are either the previous guest's fault or his cleaning company's fault, which by the way, I bet he does not hire a cleaner because this place is not clean. I don't know any cleaning company in the world who does such a shitty job. Like, he's straight up probably just pocketing all those cleaning fees. And maybe he's walking through picking up the most obvious things, but you know, leaving behind little things like rat traps, plastic covering the smoke detectors, but those are just little details. Any cleaning person would maybe forget that. So you know what I had to do next. I had to come through with my own review. And you know, I did think it through and I thought, heck, maybe I should just, you know, write him a good review so he'll give me my money back. You know, that's almost $200. I need to get my money back. Psych. So the process to try to get a refund on Airbnb is a little bit cloudy. You have to like officially submit a claim with your host and submit any pictures and stuff. So I did that, the same pictures I had already sent him, and I said, as we discussed in messages, these are my issues, blah, blah, blah. I request a full refund. And if the host doesn't respond within 3 days, or if you don't agree with what the host says, if they still refuse to give you a refund, then you can pass it along to Airbnb, who has the final decision. So of course, Mark did not reply, and I had to get Airbnb involved. And I was like, dude, they've got to give me a refund. It's very clear. And I also told Airbnb that he had threatened to not give my money back unless I gave him a good review. He's trying to bribe me with my own money? He's trying to get me to lie and convince other guests to stay at his shitty place? What? So, good news, guys. Sometime, it took a little bit of time, but sometime a few weeks ago, I finally got my full refund. So, awesome. But I still had to leave my review. So here it is. This is the only negative Airbnb experience I have ever had. I booked the apartment only for one night and knew that it was a minimalist place. But I arrived to an unclean apartment, which is unacceptable considering that the guests are charged a $50 cleaning fee. There were rat traps left in the kitchen, no bath towels in the house, the bed linens were stained, and the smoke detectors had their batteries removed and were covered with plastic bags, apparently from previous guests who were smoking indoors. It's a major safety hazard to have unoperational smoke detectors. My family and I left the apartment soon after checking in because it did not meet our expectations of a clean and comfortable night's stay. We had to book another Airbnb very last minute. I explained the situation and sent photos to people requesting a full refund. After disagreeing over a number of things, he blatantly told me that he would only give me my refund if I agreed to leave a positive review. I refuse to lie. I don't want other guests to face these same problems. Beware. And that is my Airbnb horror story. Again, as I've said, I've stayed in countless Airbnbs all over the place, and I have literally always had a great experience. By the way, the Airbnb that we got instead of this place, oh my god, we walked in, it smelled nice, it was so clean, it was cutely decorated. There were like so many extra clean towels and extra clean sheets and everything. And I was just like, oh my god, this is what a true Airbnb is supposed to be like. You know, it's got everything it promised. It's clean, it's simple, and you can just sleep there and feel clean and not itchy. Anyway, if this story has scared you away from Airbnb, I totally understand. But if not, if you haven't checked out Airbnb, I do have an Airbnb code. It'll give you a free travel credit for the first booking, and it will also give me money so that I can go stay in more Airbnbs that are hopefully good. Anyway, dude, this was a roller coaster. I'm so glad it got resolved, but like, now lesson learned, I will always do my research. I'm not trying to book things last minute, but I'm absolutely reading all of the reviews and host reviews before I stay at a place, because this was a disaster. And Mark, you are the dumbest host I've ever encountered on the internet, and I honestly should report you because you're obviously horrible at your job and you're just completely failing as a host, and you're also trying to get people to lie, and it's just all freaked up. Wow, I'm so hyped now. All right, if you have any horrible Airbnb experiences, let me know in the comments down below, or let me know if you have any great experiences, because I've had some really good times as well. All right, I love you guys. Okay, thanks, bye.